guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. If you are new, my name is Leanne and I love sharing recipes with you along with other stuff like vlogs and DIYs and home decor. But today we're talking recipes. So I'm going to be sharing with you what we had for dinner. I think I had 4 nights. Not totally sure, but you'll see it. It's coming up. Some really easy dinners. There was one night I know where my plans did not go the way I intended, so I had to whip up something really quick, and I'm sharing that with you, so hopefully this can give you some great ideas and meal inspiration. And if you're new here, I would love it if you would consider hitting the red subscribe button, join my YouTube family, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on my future videos. Without further ado, let's get started on seeing what we have for dinner. All right, guys, so for this first recipe, we're going to be making sausage tortellini soup. And I'm starting up by finely dicing up 1 stalk of celery, and I'm going to do about 4 carrots. The recipe called for 3 large ones, but mine were not super large. And then half of an onion. I think the recipe called for a whole onion, but I just felt like doing half, so that's what I'm doing. Now, this recipe did call for Italian sausage, and I'm using a chicken sausage that is already fully cooked. So if you're going to do the Italian sausage like the recipe calls for, I would cook that up first and then add in the veggies, but my sausage was already cooked, so I kind of do them at the same time. I will have the original recipe linked in the description box below, but I just had to kind of go with it this time because I had something else planned for dinner this night. I think we were going to be doing steaks, and I was going to be doing all of this food prep. I have groceries still on the counter. I had been shopping all day, and when I came home, the steaks were not yet fully thawed, so I didn't even get a chance to put everything away, and I just kind of had to, just to make it happen because we needed to eat. So in some olive oil, I'm sauteing the vegetables, and then we're going to add in the sausage and let them brown up a little bit as well. And then I'm adding in 1 teaspoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, and the recipe calls for about 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. I probably did more than that, but we're going to saute that for a second, and then we're going to add in 1 large can of diced tomatoes, 1 cup of tomato sauce, and 3 cups of chicken broth. And then we're going to let that come up to a boil, and then once that is boiling, we're going to put in about 3 cups of cheese tortellini and just boil that until it is cooked. This dinner really did come together super quickly for me. Very thankful because I was not planning on making this for dinner this night, but it came out great. Now, I did think it would be really good with some Parmesan cheese, so I did do some freshly grated Parmesan cheese to put on top, and that was a really nice addition. My husband told me that he thinks this might be the best soup I've ever made, which I was really surprised by because we have some other soups that we make a lot that we both really, really like, but he liked this one, and I'm guessing he would like it even more if I had used the Italian sausage, but the chicken sausage that we used ended up working out just fine. But once again, the original recipe will be linked in the description box below, so if you want to follow the recipe how it's supposed to go, it'll be there for you. But this turned out great. Alright guys, so for tonight's dinner, I'm going to just try to give you a little bit of a talk through because I feel like I'm going to be kind of rushed getting it all together. So we are having steaks. Jesse is grilling them right now. This was actually supposed to be dinner a couple days ago, and the steaks weren't thoroughly thawed. I'm checking my meal plan to just figure out what vegetable I'm doing. Okay. Nope, that's next week. That's not this week. Not even the right day of the week. Okay. Anyway, so he is grilling them, but I just seasoned them. I believe I just seasoned them with like some seasoned salt, the Herbamare that I often use and show you guys, some onion powder and garlic powder, I think was it. So he's grilling them now. He likes his like rare, and I like mine definitely more well done than that. So anyways, I've got some quinoa on the stove. I just had to get it going, so I didn't actually show you, but it's the same as rice, twice as much liquid as the quinoa, and I rinsed it really good, or the best I could. Hey, look at that. It's like almost 6:30, like almost like the normal people's time for eating. And I did use some chicken broth, which is why that's the color, and then some water to make up the difference. I was just using some chicken broth that was left over in the fridge, and I'm going to be making this like a cheesy quinoa. I've seen some recipes that add like heavy cream, which I don't have, or like plain yogurt, which I don't have. And some just add cheese, so I'm going to probably just do cheese and I have some regular almond milk and maybe some sour cream if I feel like I need something else. I don't know, but kind of like a cheesy quinoa. I'll show you what I'm doing best I can. And then I'm just gonna steam up some green beans. I'm keeping those really simple because for some reason I'm just like running behind and a little frazzled. So I'm gonna try to clean up my kitchen because I wanna be able to eat our dinner hot and there's no place to sit at the table right now. So I just wanted to hop on real quick and explain what we're having for dinner. I'm excited about it. Steak should be good. Cheesy quinoa, I think is gonna be good. So, all right, that's it. I will hop back on once I'm doing something with the quinoa so you can see how I make it all happen, because I'm not sure yet. All right, so what I ended up doing was I cooked 1 cup of quinoa, 2 cups of liquid, and then once that was all cooked, I added in half a block of cheese. So what is that, 4 ounces, I think? It was probably about a cup of shredded cheese. I used Monterey because that's what I had. Well, I had other stuff, but that block was already open. And then a little bit of milk just to kind of thin it out. And you saw like a scoop of sour cream. And then I just added in some salt and that's it. And the green beans are just about done steaming now. And this was our dinner on this night. Delicious steaks, some cheesy quinoa, and steamed green beans. Another very quick and easy meal to throw together for a busy day. All right, guys. So for tonight's dinner, we are just having Buffalo Wild Wings. We've got 3 flavors. I'm about to heat them up in the oven because we didn't get to eat right away. We got mild, pizza. My husband likes that one. By the way, Tuesday nights are buy one, get one free on wings. So that's why we do that sometimes on Tuesdays. Today is a Tuesday. And Parmesan garlic. All right, guys, so for tonight's dinner, we're going to be having some beef stroganoff. I am not sure if I've shared this with you guys before in a previous What's for Dinner video, but if I did, it was a while ago, so I'm going to share it with you again. So I'm going to be browning up 1 pound of ground beef. I did put a little bit of avocado oil in the bottom of my pan because my ground beef that we got, we purchased a half of a cow. It's very lean. And then I'm just gonna add in a half of an onion. The recipe calls for a whole onion, but I decided to just do a half. I'm gonna add in about a teaspoon of salt. We're just gonna cook this until the meat is brown and the onions are translucent and tender. Now I will be doing a variation of this recipe because I don't like mushrooms, so this is gonna be a beef stroganoff without mushrooms, but it comes out really good. We really enjoy this. And we're actually using egg noodles this time. We have not made it just because we don't do a lot of like regular pasta very often, so I don't usually do it that way, but we are going to tonight and I'm excited about that. All right, so once the beef is cooked, this is where you would add in the mushrooms, but I don't have any, or actually I don't have any because I don't like them. But I'm gonna now add in some garlic. So you would do the mushrooms and then the garlic. We're gonna just do that for a minute or so. If you have any excess fat, you can drain that off. You know, go with based on what yours is like. And now we're going to add in 4 cups of beef broth and a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Keep saying that I need a bigger pan, and I think this is one of those examples because this is going to be a tight one. Now we're going to add in 4 cups of egg noodles. Going to mix that up and make sure all of your noodles are submerged. If you need to, you can add extra liquid, but I really don't have any room to add extra liquid, so I think this will be all right. All right, so the recipe states to bring this to a boil, stirring constantly. So I just turned the heat up. We're gonna kind of hang with this and let this come to a boil. And then you're gonna reduce heat and simmer, cover, and let that go until the noodles are fully cooked. The recipe says about 20 minutes, but my package of noodles says 7 to 9 minutes for them to be cooked, so I'll just keep an eye on it. All right, so now that the noodles are cooked, I'm gonna add in about a 1/4 cup of sour cream. I'm not actually measuring that. And a 1/4 cup of cream cheese, which from best I could tell with a Google search is about 2 ounces. And then you're just going to stir that until that is fully combined, everything is melted, and then it'll be ready to serve. All right, so in my opinion, this doesn't look like it's creamy enough, so I'm gonna add in a couple more ounces of cream cheese. I don't remember what I've done previously when making this, but I very rarely make anything the same way twice. So do what you want, follow the recipe, whatever. But I'm gonna add in a little more cream cheese because I want it thicker and creamier. And we just served it up with some steamed green beans. Came out a little bit soupier than I remember, but it's not bad, but I don't know. Maybe a little less broth and only add in the 4 cups if you need it, but looks good. We're about to dig in. All right, guys, well, that's gonna be it for today's video. If you liked it, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help me out. And that's gonna be it. I will see you in my next video.